Jenna Ortega has conquered the hearts with her performance at the Netflix series Wednesday. However, now she went from being loved to being in the middle of a shitstorm against her. And she's being accused for being a mean girl because apparently she is a very bad example for her young fans. So get comfy because we are going to take a deep dive into this entire drama surrounding Jenna, and let's take a look at all the allegations. If you know Jenna Ortega, you probably know her as one of the rising stars in Hollywood right now. With her appearances in the Scream movies, she built a pretty remarkable fan base. But with the release of the Netflix show Wednesday, where she played the main character Wednesday Addams, she captured the hearts of millions of people all across the world. Just to show you how much people started to love Jenna and the performance she had in the Netflix series, let me show you what people did. They started mimicking her persona in real life. From doing dances that appeared in the show to completely dressing and acting like the main character from Wednesday. After fans became obsessed with the character she played in Wednesday, they were quick to point out similarities, leaving many questioning if Jenna's off-screen persona was as abrasive as her on-screen character. Some even started assuming that Jenna was simply playing herself. One of these character traits is the dark humor she shares with the character Wednesday. If you haven't seen the TV show, which you totally should in my opinion, Wednesday Addams is a more goth-like high school girl that has an extremely dark humor and more of a pessimistic worldview. For example, when her roommate asks her if she wants to go to a party, she got asked, "Want to take a stab at being social?" and her response simply is, "I do like stabbing." But the social part, not so much. Now, fans were quick to point out that Jenna has the same dark humor, and even Jenna confirmed this when she was talking to the original actress of Wednesday. She said that the whole scenario was weird, and because the entire situation was so odd, she made some dark jokes that didn't make the situation any better. In an interview, she said, "You know, I'm dressed up the way she was 30 years ago, and she's getting to watch me, but I know her as Wednesday in my head. And I think socially, I can be kind of hard to communicate with at times. And sometimes I would say something as a joke, and I think I have a very dark sense of humor," and she would go, that's dark." And there we also have another character trait she's sharing with Wednesday, which is hard to communicate with. Wednesday is described as stubborn, and she kind of wants to go her own way, and we were able to see this from Jenna as well. Even Jenna addressed this entire drama because people just kept comparing her character to Wednesday's. She said that Wednesday is somebody who I've been compared to my entire life. People always told me that I reminded them of Wednesday. I think because I tend to be very dry and monotone. This would also explain how she got the role in the first place because the director of the show, Tim Burton, has also seen these similarities. Now, personally, I think it's fascinating how quickly fans can find similarities between an actor and the role she is playing. And even though this thought is interesting, I think it's a bit too easy that they are the same based on just a couple character traits. The question we have to ask ourselves, though, is if Jenna even has a problem being compared to Wednesday. And if we look at interviews in the promotion of Wednesday, it seems that she doesn't think that this is a big deal for her. Another character trait they seem to find over and over again is that she is extremely weird. And in an interview, Jenna has even revealed some of her childhood stories on how she was performing autopsies on dead animals. And even though Jenna was telling these stories about herself in a joking way, there were thousands of people online that think that Jenna is just being straight out weird and a creep. Some even went this far to think that she has a mental illness and say that she needs therapy quickly. Which, again, to me just seems weird because these are people that have never met Jenna in real life and still want to give her a remote diagnosis. However, sharing character traits with Wednesday Addams isn't why people consider Jenna as a mean girl. There have always been situations where people believe Jenna was impolite or rude, whether it be in public, on set, or on press conferences, and even though there is yet to be some kind of video evidence of her, the people that are around her always seem to find something toxic in her personality. Ever since her show went viral, she has been the target of paparazzi, and while she is loved by many, there are many people that want to prove that she is just straight out toxic. A couple of weeks ago, the day happened and paparazzi caught her smoking a cigarette, which caused a huge shitstorm against her on social media. Millions of people felt offended by Jenna smoking a cigarette, because this way she's being a bad example for her fans. The funny thing here is that there are countless of other celebrities that smoke cigarettes and no one cares. But just because Jenna is currently target of all kinds of paparazzi that are making a show out of it, she's getting hated for it. People quickly started debating on why she started smoking, and some speculated that she was just trying to lose weight, while others thought she was doing it to deal with the stress. In both cases, they weren't happy with Jenna smoking in public, and it even went this far that Jenna's mother publicly criticized her daughter for smoking, which in my opinion is totally not cool to be called out by your own mother, who should usually have your back. I mean, if her mother has a problem with her smoking, she could have simply told it to her in private instead of sharing weird memes about smoking online. This entire smoking drama caused her to lose countless fans, and they even tried to cancel her for being a bad example for her younger audience, which, if you look closely at, is that the majority of her fans are below 18. The problem here is that Jenna was never prepared to amass so many young followers. Because if you look at the movies she played, they were all horror movies and totally not family-friendly. Jenna was even surprised on the way Wednesday turned out to be so PG, and she plans to add more horror aspects in the second season of Wednesday. Even in the first season, she told multiple magazines that she had to rewrite certain scenes and play them completely differently than the producer had originally intended it. Later on, Jenna claimed that she saved the show with this, but not everybody was happy with it. One of the producers of the show called Jenna out publicly for being so difficult to work with, as she was incredibly demanding and controlling about the character she played. The producer was so upset about this entire situation that he wrote on Twitter, "She's young, so maybe she doesn't know any better. She should ask herself how she would feel if the showrunners gave an interview and talked about how difficult she was and refused to perform the material." Later he added, "This kind of statement is beyond entitled and toxic. I love her work, but life is too short to deal with people like this in the business." Unfortunately for the producer, nobody really listened to him, and because the show was such a hit, she even was announced as a co-producer in the second season. These two scenarios already lost her a lot of fans and made way less people excited for the second season of Wednesday. But what I'm about to tell you made it even worse. Jenna is currently being heavily criticized for being friends with Percy Haynes. Her Wednesday co-star was entangled in his own web of controversy because many people believe that he is a racist and predator towards other people. Therefore, fans demanded from Jenna that she distances herself from Percy. Again, Jenna did not care about anything the people said, and they remained close friends. She even showed it to the world by posting pictures with him, which just got people even more upset. And she lost even more fans. On a daily basis, she is getting messages, and even though it isn't even 100% cleared yet, if Percy did something wrong, they simply demand it from her. The sad thing right here is that the world keeps focusing on Jenna's mistakes while they're all forgetting about the struggle she has. Every move she is making is under public gaze. And I don't even want to imagine how hard it must be to be followed with every move you make, and every decision being questioned by others. I would love to hear your opinion on the entire drama down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and until next time.